Getting out of the gate. Spell a word wrong. Where is my? There it is. Free back scratch because I can't. I just can't wait. Ooh, might be the greatest invention since sliced bread. It just feels natural to have a back scratcher. You know what I'm saying? Maybe no one will join me today. You ever think of that? And now we're just, what are you doing? Come on, Jesus Christmas. Son of a fucking bitch. I hate when shit just freezes. There's no reason for this program to just freeze like that. It's annoying. I'm annoyed. It's an annoyance. Hi, I'm Bigfoot. The that Bigfoot conference is coming up again in Ocala. I'm not going this year because I'm not writing a book about that. But I'd laugh because the guy who does the Expedition Bigfoot show, he will be there, and that skinny dude who always wears the black hat, Gerhard, I think his last name, he will also be there. They've announced those two so far. Is that your daily Monday thing? It does. It says I'm. It says everything is good. I've been having a problem with the my Word doc slowed down, so maybe it's just in general. I don't know. Who can say? What did you? I type a word and then it. I don't know. I don't know what's the matter. Like I'm typing a word, but then it doesn't pop up on the screen. When it does, all the letters are jumbled, and I know I actually spelled the word right. So looks like we're just having some issues today. I mean, even if it's frozen, it's still it probably still look really good. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I notice I'm not. I notice I'm not. What do you call it? I usually have the little thing that I can see me, and I don't have that anymore. But it says live. It says my bit rate is decent. I don't know what's going on. it's you or it's somebody else. Those are your 6 options. Hey, exit and came back in must have been me. Yeah, it was definitely you. 100% you. I don't know. I don't know. It'd be nice to have other people in to also get their opinion. Opinions are like other people. Everyone has one. That is so true. So, so true. So I know who's the P of the P of the V. I've not had lunch today. I'm not starving. There's Nick Zinn. I watched the Nickelodeon Kid Touch Your Doc on Max this weekend. Nick Zinn reminds me of Drake Bell. Wow. I hope that's a compliment. Do you feel complimented? could be worse. You could be Josh Peck. That guy turned out to be a total douchebag. I mean, Drake Bell also a douchebag, but still. Like you thought, okay, here's the one asshole one, and then here's the fat one, and he's the nice one. Everybody loves him for years and years. Then you realize, oh, he lost a lot of weight, and now he's a total douchebag as well. I mean, I guess it's next page. Next page, Mr. Frank. Next page. Yeah, I mean, these guys are all douche. I did not see that. I'm waiting for my wife to eventually get home in another week or so, and then we will watch it. We have shows piling up. That is one of them. She came over yesterday. She was supposed to be over for like 3-4 hours. And then within an hour, her mother started calling her. And then so she had to run back. So we got to watch last week's episode of Tracker. That was it. And so she was here for literally like an hour. Josh turned out to be a douchebag. Yeah, watch the videos now. After that show came out in the last week, if you look at his Twitter, he's basically saying that Drake is a liar, that nobody did anything to him, and then the two guys apparently accused in the documentary are great guys, and Drake is just being an asshole. But it's like over the top crazy the way he's defending these guys. It's kind of like the Corey Feldman and Michael Jackson, the way he defended him so much in the back. You don't know who Drake Bell is? Drake and Josh? Come on. Did you even have a childhood? My kids watched it. And then then I'd have to sit and watch with them as a good parent. You have to watch what they're watching. So yeah, I will eventually watch that. I did watch I guess it's under sci-fi. A 2-season series called Into the Night. It's basically about the sun rays are killing everyone, and these people are on a flight from Belgium, and they have to keep flying west away from the sun. And it was pretty good. I watched two. They only had 2 seasons, but then there's a spin-off the guy created based on the same book with a submarine, and so I started watch the first couple of episodes of that, and there should be a second season of that. So just kind of keep busy. I did not watch any noir stuff, but I think I'm good until like Thursday. So I probably tonight will watch another couple of noir. After I watched King of New York, which was just fucking awful, I was just like, I gotta take a break. I did feel like the dog was trying a little too hard to paint Dancer as a kid toucher also. Yeah, I've not watched the documentary, but I would imagine based on the comments afterward. Yeah. As long as they don't say anything about Dee Snider. You know what I'm saying? That's all I worry about. Tiff, Mr. Toast, what's going on? No come up. All right. Let's get some more some of this writing stuff in. Who is messaging me? Oh, I got an important notification apparently that my from Meta that I will be turned. My Facebook page will be turned off from Frantic Kimono. God. This one was so old that they were blocked already before I even get to them. All right, done. Did you see there's a thing on Prime called Marlowe with? Yeah. So somebody watched it. I think Tom Duffy watched it and said it wasn't all that. Um, I will likely watch it at some point, but who knows? Flower Hart joined us. Issue of being a screenwriter, you have no idea where to share your screenplay. Quick, give them gift cards so that doesn't happen. Yeah, pretty much. And it's that super long form. Like if you print it out, it would be like 5 pages of why they're, uh, in general. I mean, they don't ever tell you why they're supposedly canceling your Facebook page or your meta ads, and all the money you've made on ads will be held and blah blah blah. I get at least one a day. Some days there's like 5 or 6 of those though, and all by really cool names that make no sense. They also don't. The foreign ones always use 2 first names, like Tommy John. I've gotten Tommy John like 3 times. I'm like, the pitcher, the surgery was named after. Now he's coming after my Facebook. That son of a bitch. I wrote 3 episodes of my screenplay and I don't know where to share it. That is always the conundrum. That is always the conundrum. That's right there is a lot of Googling and figuring out what you can do with it. Do you enter it in a contest? Do you try to find an agent? Do you try to find a angel investor to make your just so much going on. I can't really adapt it into anything. So, Nick says Tom is right. Marlowe is forgettable. Yeah, I trust Tom's opinion on stuff. I mean, he can't stand Nick's in, so no, not Tom. Thomas Clark. It's Tommy. So there's Tom Duffy and then Tommy Clark. Oh, I can't pay you. I gotta type. Go away. What pad? Maybe. Radium Skull is in. Mr. Frank Norman. Radium Skull says, I got your name from Peter Marsh at Ghoulish Book Fest. Marsh doing the Lord's work. Yep, the Marsh Pit. Well, I appreciate you popping in. And I already follow you, Radium Skull. It looks like you are already following me. Very good. Very good. So we got some new people on today. People who don't normally pop into the chat. Like three people, which is very cool. Thank you, appreciate it. I am writing I'm trying desperately to finish my next monster novella for Severed Press books. It is there's no deadline on it. Is the problem? I'd like to finish it. I'm at almost 9,000 words of 30,000 words. It's a novella. It's about monsters in the San Dung cave system in Vietnam. Who the hell is Peter Marsh, I wonder? Very good, very good. Radiant Skull is definitely Max Booth. Max Booth the third, or Max Brooks, or Max Headroom. See, there's so many. Not allowed nowhere as funny as Max. Any of them. Or just some dude, yeah. Max Booth the third is funny, but looks aren't everything. Get it? I made fun of his looks. I like Max. Good guy. Good guy. I was on his podcast, was that last year? And all we talked about is my Funko Pop collection. He was amazed at the amount of money me and my wife spent on Funko Pops. I haven't bought a Funko Pop in a long time now. For what it's worth, the best modern Marlowe is still the 70s movie with Elliot Gould. Yes. That's actually one of the noir films I will be watching in the next few days. And then posting my review on my Patreon page, which is free, by the way. So everybody check out. Not everything is free on my Patreon, but the noir film, every night I post a new review of a noir film. And those are all free up there, so check that out. Let's face facts, it was a breathtaking amount of pops. It still is. There's we cleaned out a couple of rooms of them, and I mean, it's a lot. I always see when Funko Pop sends out their monthly newsletter, which I still get, and they're like, "Oh, here's Bob Smith in Tacoma, Washington, and he has an amazing 327 pops." Dude, I got like 3 or 4 times that. Calm down. Some of the pricing has gone down on a bunch of them, but other ones have gone up. And I'm like, you know what? I think the bubble is bursting here. This is the new Bitcoin. It's all gonna burst at some point. This is the new GameStop stock. That movie was pretty good. Watched that last week. Dumb Money. About the GameStop fiasco. Pretty good stuff. Pretty good stuff. That guy. Funny stuff. Sometimes I like to just set up other chapters when I have no idea what I'm doing. In the previous chapter, I'm like, all right, let me just give it a. This is the most what do you call it? This is the most I outline. I'm like, okay, this character is the next character. Okay. The new Beanie Babies. Yep. Yeah, someday these will all be like, you'll see billions of these at the garage sale. It's funny too because like we would go into FYI, we would go into Target, we would go into Walmart, we would go to all these different places for the exclusives and for other stuff. And I have the app. And there would be like Target had like an entire section, like a dozen shelves, with like 5 or 6 deep, just packed. And now we went to Target not too long ago for something. I'm like, let me go look. Let me go over and look. And there was like 3 shelves, and they were just basically front faced, nothing behind them. So they had like maybe 40 pops in total, and they used to have several hundred. And I remember we went to Target one time, and some other lady was there looking for a specific one that it had just was supposed to come out that day. I think it was one from The Office. And the guy was like, "I think we got a box in the back, but I don't know where it is." She's like, "Can you go back there? Can you look?" And I'm like, "I would like one of those as well." And then the guy went and he came out and opened the box. The lady grabbed 2. I grabbed 1. There was like 6 in the box. She put the other ones on the shelf. Did you ever cut open the head of a Funko Pop to see if there were brains on it? Yeah, we cut the head off, and a freaking demon came out of it. A freaking demon. No, I'm not gonna deface them. I don't even take them out of the box. How am I gonna cut the head off of it? I'd have to open it. That's never gonna happen. I don't know what I would do with this wall if I got rid of all these Funko Pops. I'm thinking about getting rid of all the Marvel ones. I'm thinking about selling those off. And maybe changing this wall. But I don't know what I would do with this wall, so not sure. What's my word count on this? Let me look at my word count. So I've only written about 400 words so far on this. I gotta write another 100 words. I have several sonic knives. And this sonic knife drawer in the kitchen. I'm like, hey, can you get me a knife? No, not a sonic knife. Just a regular steak knife. I just need a steak knife. I took out chicken for dinner tonight. I have no idea what I'm going to do with the chicken. I was like, you know what, I want chicken, and I'm not going to. I ordered Saturday night. Saturday night, I was just like so depressed, sitting here, miss my wife. Hadn't seen her since Tuesday. Barely talked to her each day, and I'm like, I'm ordering a pizza. I didn't go crazy, and since all the normal pizza places around here suck, and there's only two of them in on this side of town. One of them never. Their website is fucked up, and I'm not calling to order stuff. I mean, that's barbaric. And the other one, they never have drivers. Psychic Hatchet, more like Molly Hatchet. I don't know. And so I was like, you know what? All right, let me see what I have a coupon from. Oh, Domino's, I get a free cheesy bread. So I got a free cheesy bread, and also the pizzas were half off. I love all these Domino's, Pizza Hut, Papa John's. You order, like, they have to give you a coupon. No, it's half off. Pizza is only $9.99, and then you order just a pizza, and it's like, how come my pizza is $18? It's gross. Chicken tartare. Probably not. Probably no. I probably make chicken cutlets. I'll bread them, and I think I have eggs. And unlikely, I took out enough of them. I'll just make a shitload of those, and then just eat those with nothing to it. Or maybe I'll throw on some pasta. Then that seems like a lot. And I'll watch the rest of that show. I'll give you $5 for all those Marvel books. I'm sure you would. There is 10, 20, 30, 40. There's almost 50 of them. And some of them are Walmart exclusives, and there's a couple that are actually worth money. There's one, I don't remember which one. I think there's the Elektra one. Was like an FYE exclusive, and it's now like $100 or something. Not that I'll get $100, but you know what I'm saying. Free, but at what cost is right. Whatever you can stuff into your suitcase on your way out of MondoCon. Final offer. Okay, I'll take that. I'll take that under consideration. Here's what I know, Nick. You'd have to ask my wife, and you know she ain't just parting with all that stuff for $5. So my goal is just to get to this next page. I think this is yeah. This book is like pulling teeth. I'm thinking it looks like everybody but Mr. Frank and Nick have dropped off. I guess I wasn't exciting enough for people. But I appreciate people jumping in. You know what I'm saying? Hanging out. Saying a few words. Dang. I don't know why you said dang. They'll pay for things. Exactly. Insolence payers. Nick, are you still around? Because I'm at another page. That a no? Is Nick the one who is going to be insolent paying? Here's my problem today. I got nothing. I got nothing on my schedule. Nothing on the agenda. I got nothing today, nothing tomorrow. Wednesday I have therapy. Which is usually Thursdays, but there's a reason I switch it to Wednesday. So after Twitch, I will be doing therapy. So my wife is not scheduled to come over. I got nothing else to do. I'm not going anywhere. So I should, in theory... Next page, Nixon! Next page! In theory, I should just be writing, right? Just get some freaking words in. It's beautiful, 69 degrees and windy. I got the windows open. So I should, if I was smart, I would get some words in. I'll be like, you know what? Let's do like a little mini Mondo Con at home by myself and just get like 4,000 and 5,000 words in each day. Just write and catch up finally and get shit done. All right, Nick, I'll give it to you. And I know I won't. I know I'm just going to be depressed and I'm going to be annoying, which is not good. Not good at all. Thursday, I will definitely not be on Twitch, and I switched my therapy because Thursday is opening day for baseball. So from 1 p.m. first pitch until about 1 a.m. last pitch, I will be on the couch watching baseball. Red Sox game isn't until that night, but I don't care. I will watch every game, all the games, as long as they're on TV. They usually do a preview for like the first week of the season, and they'll let you watch every game. And a lot of those games will be on MLB Network, ESPN, blah blah blah. So I will be watching baseball no matter what the game is. Excited that baseball is officially here, even though I've been watching a lot of the spring training games. Not that I have any hope for the Red Sox to do anything this year, but it's still baseball. So that will be my Thursday. Friday, or as people like to say, Good Friday. I'll just be back to... I literally have nothing. I have nothing going on. Next Sunday is Easter Sunday. Hopefully, my sister-in-law will be back from Dallas next weekend. And then I'll have my wife back for at least a week. Maybe 2. Who can say? Then we got a lot of shows to watch together. This is the Royals year. Is that your bold prediction, everybody? Mr. Frank, bold prediction: the Royals. You signed Bobby Witt Jr. to that big contract. They got a good, young, hungry team in a very weak division. There's the Chinese lady. She's not wearing a sports bra. You can tell because the tagging on it. You can't. So hopefully I'll write later. Hopefully Tom Duffy will get his chapter finished. We were supposed to have a big writing weekend. That did not happen. Tom wrote like a half a page, so he's got his own shit going on, I guess. You know what I'm saying? I also got my Rybelsus pills back. They upped me from 5 milligrams to 7 milligrams. And my wife brought those over yesterday for the hour she was here. So I started those again this morning, so I will probably be in the bathroom about 30 times today while that ravages my stomach. I know that's not why I haven't had lunch yet either. It's just I'm just like I just don't want to make anything. Just don't care. You know, you don't think you care about it? Maybe this is the Royals' year, you know? Maybe this is it. I don't know. Maybe this will be the week that the horror community doesn't implode for the 100th time. Who can say? How much is the MLB package? I have no idea. I don't ever pay for it. I don't ever get it because I'm working. Because my wife doesn't want it. I mean, she likes baseball, but there's always a game on. I don't care what the game. Like, yeah, I want to watch the Red Sox game, and I want to watch the Marlins game because we know a lot of the Marlins players. But I just like watching baseball, Mr. Nick. And so I don't care what game is on. I just watch. I just want to see a good game. Unless the Yankees are on, I want to see them lose. But in other words, I just want to watch a game. And there's every night there's a game on, or MLB Network every night does the live thing for from 7 o'clock till midnight, and they check in on games, and so you're really seeing the the scoring. You're seeing any of the big highlights and stuff as it goes live. So I don't I don't think I want to spend $100 and something or more, $200, whatever it is. But I know usually, because you have the channels down there on the cable thing. Um, I'm hoping that when I go to channel, 675, whatever it is, that when the games start, they do previews of, and they let you for the first week, they will let you watch some of the games. So I get excited for opening day. I want to see all the games. I want to see all that. And I also have my out of the park 25 baseball game. Now they're doing a live an added thing this year where it's kind of like fantasy baseball. Whatever your guys you have on your team, you do a daily selection, and then you get points for them, and then you win cards and packs and stuff. So Frank made an observation: is this one as good as the Royals year, or is it not as good? Or you're not gonna answer that. You're just gonna throw that out there with the dramatic pause, and no one will ever know. Yep, it looks like no one will ever know. It's not the horror community that implodes. It's just the 27 people that lose their shit when some untoward thing happens. By and large, the horror community doesn't give a shit. They just sit back and laugh at the 27 people lose their shit. Yeah, the problem is those 27 people are very vocal, and those 27 people are they keep adding to it and adding to it and adding to it. That's people have nothing better to do. I agree, it's not the community at large, but it puts a black eye on the entire community. And people are assholes. Just so everybody also knows, let me see if I can pull it up. You can see that. Just came out, released I think today or yesterday. Alexander C. Bailey, Fall of River City, Book 1. It is out. It is live now. It is also on Kindle Unlimited. And also, help the kid out. It's his first book. Wow. Oh, wait. Oh, I'm reading St. John's by you. Is the monster really a giant pink beast? Not according to the cover. But yes, in real life, IRL, as the young kids say, St. John's River Monster is pink. So then, yeah, but the cover, somebody has pointed out in the reviews, how come the beast is pink in the book, but it's not in the blah, blah, blah. I don't know. All right? I don't know. Because I wasn't paying attention when they sent me the cover. I'm like, yeah, I like that cover. Yeah, let's just move on. And because the person doing the cover for Severed Press obviously didn't read the book, they were just like, hey, it's a giant river monster. Okay. Wow, there's a lot of lag time between when I enter my message and when you see it. He made a dog penis monster. Maybe there's a good thing. Maybe that means that there's a good thing there's a lag time. Does this mean there's trouble in River City? Yes. It's exactly what it means. With a capital T, and that rhymes with P, and that stands for pool. Well, Tom Duffy is right. I can't just search Alexander Bailey and find the book. If you do Alexander C. Bailey, I had to look up. I looked it up only Kindle books Alexander C. Bailey, and it came up like 4 or 5 down because he's nobody on there. You know what I'm saying? And there's other Alexander Baileys. Their books come up. If he was smart, he would post Amazon links. Radiant Skull says, your observations of the heart community are consistent with mine. Red Rocket Monster. Radiant Skull, did you enjoy going to Ghoulish Fest? And also, did you meet, which we all know, did you meet, Nick is a big fan of, Victoria Nations. She was there for some reason. There she goes again. She hadn't been around in weeks, but I think it's because Neil is always sitting in the driveway, and he always tries to stop her and talk to her. He tries to talk to everybody, and then she's got to run in place, and I think she's just like, yeah, I'm just gonna. So now she's out here, and he is not out, which is good. It's okay, I can't find my own books when I search my name either. That's why middle names were invented. Now, middle names were invented so that when you were a serial killer, people could use all 3 names in the paper. If you search Catcoin, you have to scroll through 3 pages of cat banks before the book ships. so, so cat banks are outselling your book at this point, is what you're trying to tell me. That's funny. Just because I did enjoy it. It's a really fun crowd and a nice, cozy venue. And yes, I had a great conversation with Victoria Nations. Yeah, Nick woke up is right. Nick has a little thing for her. He won't admit it. You know what I started reading today? I'm going to tell you, not Alexander C. Bailey's book. I will read it, though. It's funny that he's one step closer to having more books than J.C. Walsh. The Geddy Lee autobiography. Picked it up from the library. I was in there grabbing another book, and I saw that, and I'm like, you know what? Why not? I am not a Rush fan. In fact, I hate Rush. Probably the worst band in the world to me. And I don't like them because growing up in the 80s, junior high and then high school, every idiot was a Rush fan. And they were the greatest thing ever. And oh my God, these are blah, 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 blah. Oh, shut up. They're great musicians. Yeah, they are. Individually, they're all great musicians who write boring, stupid, condescending, pompous music. And I'm not Canadian, so I don't care. But it was interesting. I did not. I'm only like 2 chapters into it yet. That Geddy Lee, not his real name, went to was a classmate from kindergarten through 6th grade with Rick Moranis. I had no idea. So there you go. So there's something I've learned today. Likely the only thing I'm going to learn today. She is very lovely, Nick Zinn says. Great ass! Oh, sorry. She's a very, very nice person. Think the world of her. World. I haven't done a book signing with her in a long time either, but we are the same age, but Rush has stood the test of time. Here's the thing. I just don't like them. And a lot of that has to do, again, with everybody thinking they are so huge and great and blah, blah, blah. I'm just like, not a fan. That's all. So over the years, they've become my de facto, the most hated band ever for me. I think there were more Led Zepp fans than Rush fans in my high school. so. Really, now there's definitely a lot more Middletown, New Jersey was a lot more. All the musicians were either, at that point, you were either like Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, and you can't separate the two. Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, or Rush. And all the Iron Maiden, Judas Priest guys were guys who just started playing guitar or drums or bass or singing or something. They were just like the metalheads who just like, I'm going to put a band together. And then the guys who had been like taking lessons and playing, there was a drummer, I forget his name, but he was like this huge Rush thing. He played the talent thing. They played a Rush song, and it was just brilliant. Everybody loved it. Oh my God, he's playing the drum fills and blah blah. I'm like, oh. Yeah, Rush fans were always the more thoughtful guys. Rush fans were musician-wise were the musicians that could actually play their instruments. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I'm not saying that there's not talent there. Rush is a very, very talented band. But that doesn't mean that their songs are good to me. And yeah, there's some stuff that's all right. I used to see a band from actually they're from New Orleans, but they lived in back in the day in the 80s and the 90s. They lived on Long Island called Zebra, Who's Behind the Door fame. And they would play Club Benet like every other week, and we would always go see them, me and my buddy Madman. And they would always they'd either play like The Ocean by Zeppelin or like a Zeppelin tune, but they always throw in a couple of Rush tunes. And my buddy was a bass player and a huge Rush fan, of course. And so he would get real worked up, and he would also laugh his ass off because he knew how much I hated Rush. I mean, listen, not all of their music is bad. None of it is great. We only had women Rush fans, but well, you're technically in Canada, though. I mean, so I can see that. I mean, that makes sense. 9 out of 10 dentists prefer Rush. I've heard that. My favorite Canadian band is Killer Dwarfs or Helix. And even Razor was a great band from that. Anvil, no. Anvil were also awful. Let people enjoy things also means let people not enjoy them. Listen, I have my opinion, and my opinion is the correct one. And that's, I think, where we all have to go with this. You know, one of my favorite Canadian bands, Bare Naked Ladies. I like them. Not great as opposed to Springsteen. Listen, I'm from New Jersey, so right off the bat, you can't say shit about Springsteen. Can't say shit about Bon Jovi. That being said, I haven't listened to Bon Jovi in forever, and I haven't listened to Springsteen forever, but there are some brilliant, brilliant albums from both of those bands from back in the day. Okay. was Accept. No, Accept is from Germany. Udo Dirkschneider. But actually, their lead singer now for Accept the last 15 years is Mark, that used to play in TT Quick from New Jersey. He's a Jersey guy singing for Accept. Yeah, those guys are firmly German. Kiss is my Rush. For me, it's not. For me, it's more albums and periods of bands. Like I can't think of a band that I'm like that I grew up with that I'm like, oh, these guys are great, and they've always been great, and their last album was great, kind of thing. That didn't happen. There's certain periods where certain bands just fell off for me, and one of those bands, like Anthrax, love the first 3-4 albums, and then I like some songs. Slayer, phenomenal first 3-4 albums. Once you hit the 1990s with a lot of these bands, it's just Gene Simmons invented Canada. Yeah, and if you say anything about Canada, he gets royalties on it. There's a Kiss. I'm a fan of, but I'm a fan of 1982 Creatures of the Night for like that next 3-4 albums. Like there's blocks of things. Another band that I will listen to on occasion is U2. I can't listen to a lot of them. That jangly guitar thing bothers me. And they're another band that all their fans are so smart, blah, blah, blah. Just shut up. Just shut up. I don't know, who knows. Maybe I'll write later and I'll listen to some Rush. Maybe I missed something. I was also not a big Aerosmith fan because a lot of people, when I was in 7th grade, all the 9th graders got to go and see Aerosmith at Madison Square Garden. So they all came in the next day, all wearing their overpriced Aerosmith tour shirt. And it bothered me because I couldn't go. At that point, I was like, I don't know, 13, 14. My mother was never going to let me go to see Aerosmith. And I wasn't like a huge Aerosmith fan. I mean, this was like they were all drugged out and shit. Gene Simmons just made $18.33. You're probably right, son of a bitch. We made $20 total today. Gene made $18.73 of it. So yeah, I did not go see Aerosmith, and I just became not a fan of Aerosmith from there. You know, because you're a kid and it's just dumb things. A band that made great albums, near perfect albums, all the way through, Van Halen. Even the Sammy Hagar stuff. I'm a huge Sammy Hagar fan. And I love the stuff he did. It wasn't Van Halen, but it was more of an extension of Sammy Hagar, he's like Scotty, and he's in like 37 bands. Big Sammy Hagar fan. If I'm going to listen to Rush, what I'm really going to do is play Godzilla by Blue Oyster Cult. Tommy Clark is a huge Blue Oyster Cult fan. I am not, as another band, I'm not a fan of. Blue Oyster Cult, not interested. I'm not interested. I'm not a big fan of a lot of 70s and 70s sounding bands. Okay? Like Black Sabbath to me is Dio. You know, I mean, obviously there's the Ozzy stuff is great, but not all of it. You know, Masters of Reality, that album is probably the only perfect album for me. Aerosmith is the world's second most okayest band. Yeah, they were much better when they were all high all the time, and before they started having ballads written for them. So there you have it. There's all my musical opinions. Or I have 1,000 more. I thought you were going to say Deep Purple. Deep Purple is another band that I was never a fan of. I read that Ian Gillan autobiography, which is very interesting. Even if I don't like the band, you know, you always find interesting stuff. I got into Deep Purple that briefly when Perfect Strangers came out in the 80s. the reunion album. And I thought it had 3 or 4 good songs on it, but not the whole thing. And that was good. And then I got into, I went back and some of the David Coverdale stuff that he did with Deep Purple was okay. Then, of course, I'm a huge Whitesnake fan, but I've been a Whitesnake fan since before 1987 when they blew up. I was into their, bluesier stuff. Bush Gold has a new song. I don't care. I did listen to the new Judas Priest album, and it's good. There is nothing outstanding on it, though. That's the problem. It does have the old school feel to it, but there's nothing there that I'm like, oh my god, this is like my new favorite song kind of crap, A bunch of my buddies went to see it, Starland Ballroom. They went to see KK's Priest, I guess last weekend or whatever. I think they do like 7. I think they do like 7 Priest songs in the set list. Obviously, if you include Green Man Alishi, the Fleetwood Mac song that Priest covered years ago. They said it was a great show. Is that the one with Cousin Larry on drums? But KK Priest again, I've heard the whole album, and it's good. Priest is trying too hard to sound modern. See, I think on this the last couple albums they were. I think on this album they kind of went back. Some of it is kind of old school stuff, which I think is good, but not great. Not anything memorable. I also on Spotify there's a band, Rock City Angels. Okay, and I forget the name of the album, but it's a remixed alternate version of that album. They just dropped it on Spotify this week, and it's one of my favorite cassettes. Driving around in my Hyundai Elantra back in the day, back in the late '80s, early '90s, and so that dropped on. So I was very excited. I listened to that the last couple of days. The mixes aren't all that great. They added a lot of flourishes, I will say. But anyway, that's a great album. And the one song on the album, Mary, which is kind of a ballad thing, Johnny Depp co-wrote. This was Johnny Depp's band before he became an actor. And actually his agents and everybody said to him, stop doing the musician thing. You're never going to make it as a musician. You're going to make it as an actor. So he quit the band, and then they got signed by RCA right after that. So he does not appear on the album or anything, but that's his old band, Rock City Angels. And he co-wrote the song Mary on there. And then, of course, now Johnny Depp's like, fuck you, I am a musician again. So, Piss LA Guns played Starland on Friday. You had no idea. Aren't you keeping up? Don't you got your ear to the parking lot? That would have been an interesting show to see LA Guns, La Guns, La Fitness Guns. There she goes again, man. She is on fire today. This is like the 10th time she's come around. She probably has her husband watching their kid. You see people every day like that, you wonder, what do they do for a living? You know what I'm saying? Was Miles Kennedy in Rock City Angels? No. It was, the guy's name was Durango, was the singer. Last name was Durango, but he died years ago. Died of cancer, I believe. Many, many years ago. I remember seeing some interview or something with Johnny Depp several years ago where he was in a record store. They were interviewing him for some movie, maybe Pirates or something. And he was going through the bin. He went right to the R section. He was going through and he pulled out and he said, "This is my old band. He's like, this is my old band, and I thought that was pretty cool. Of course, back then you had no idea who Johnny Depp really was. You know, years later you find out. It's kind of like when you find out, oh, that High in High School song from Madam X. Before Sebastian Bach was the singer in the band, they did a video with the Roxy Petrucci and her sister. Roxy goes on to drum for Vixen. In the video is a very young Peter Dinklage, the dwarf from Game of Thrones, in the video, running around and stuff. I do wonder how a lot of people make a living, indeed. As do I. Dodge Durango. I believe that was his name. Dodge Durango. Oh, you made me laugh. Because it's just so obvious, right? I mean, it's obvious. Whew. All right. Johnny Depp. Anyway, if you're on Spotify, look up Rock City Angels. It's their newest release. Their big hit off of that, the video was it Deep Inside My Heart? Something like that. And so that was the video. There's a video of that as well. Wasn't he that guy from Nightmare on Elm Street? Exactly. Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp was Nightmare on Elm Street. Basically, hey, listen, you stop playing. He was the rhythm guitar player for the band. Stop playing rhythm guitar for Rock City Angels. We need you to die in like the first 20 minutes of this shitty movie. Oh, okay. Actually, Nightmare on Elm Street was a good movie. Wow, back in the day. I think they made him cut his hair. I think that was the other thing I read, that you can't stop being a musician and cut your hair. Which is all very interesting, if you ask me. Are you asking me? You are asking me. All right. Sin City Sinners. No, I think that's a different band. Totally different band. A totally different band with Johnny Depp. What is today? I will likely be on tomorrow unless the depression is crippling. I'm going to I want to write a little bit more of this story, but not right now. I'm actually getting a little hungry, so I'm going to go probably make myself a pork roll and cheese on a cinnamon raisin bagel or two. Like Kevin Bacon is that guy from Friday the 13th. Exactly. What did he do after that? Nothing. Not a damn thing. Did I ever tell you my Tremors story? I think I've told this story before. I'm going to tell it again real quick. The movie Tremors. Probably one of the greatest cinematic movies of all time. My buddy Frank, not Frank Edler, Frank Valenti, went to Montclair State College. And me and my buddy George went and visited him. And we walk into his dorm room, and he shared it with another guy. And there was a denim jacket hanging on the wall. And I said, that's a weird place to hang your jacket. And the guy had paid at auction an exorbitant amount of money for that denim jacket, because that was the denim jacket, or probably one of the denim jackets, that Kevin Bacon wore during the filming of Tremors. And this guy paid money to have that, and then he proudly hung it on the wall in his dorm room. And I always wondered if he still has it, you know. How much that thing's worth now? Billions, probably. Sin City Sinners had Kyle's Kennedy for a bit. What's the shirt? Your beard always blocks the shirt. Oh, yeah. Mitchers. American Whiskeys. Tremors, yes. Tremors with Michael Jackson. No, that's a different thing. Kevin Bacon's jacket. Yeah, so it was his jacket. his denim jacket from Tremors, this dude bought. Of all the memorabilia in the world, like, you wonder if he went to an auction for that specifically, or if he was like, yeah, I'll pay $20 for that, you know? But we didn't know the exact price, but my buddy Frank said he paid a lot of money for it. A lot. And that was, 20 years ago or something. So who knows if he still has that jacket. Look that shit up. It's weird, interesting things you never forget. You don't. I'll never forget that story. As odd as it is. As I said, there's a lot of cops driving by today, but there's like 10 of them live in the neighborhood. Will you be singing Temple of the Dog while making lunch? I'm going hungry. Likely, yes. Likely I will be. Was Shia LaBeouf in Tremors? No, you're thinking that was Reba McEntire. Kind of the same person. When are they gonna remake Tremors? Right? I'm sure they're gonna remake that. No, that was Holes. Shia was. Oh yeah, he was in Holes, right? Yeah. Was Kiefer Sutherland? You're just throwing random shit out here. I remember Holes because my son, who a week ago turned 28 fucking years old, which is ridiculous. I got a 28-year-old. I look so young. Why not Reba's jacket too? Maybe that was just too much money. But John Voight was F that guy. Was Michael Scott in Flatliners? I think you're a movie ahead or a person behind or something there. But yes, he was. He was in the. Didn't they remake that? Did they remake that movie? Everybody's talking about the Roadhouse movie, and I'm like, I have no. Even my therapist, at the end of our session, we always talk about stuff, and he was like, "Hey, I watched Roadhouse last night. It was pretty good." I'm like, "No, it wasn't. No, you need a therapist if you think Roadhouse was good." No, but a girl who was in my high school drama class grew up to be in Flatliners, which makes my Kevin Bacon index a 2. Oh, that's a good one. Did she have a big part in it, or she just like she's girl number 6 in the back? please, that's hopefully not a true story. Reba McEntire is one of those people that I do not like. I don't know why. She's never done anything to me, as far as I know. I've never smelled her armpit. I'm just not a fan of her. I find her to be very phony. And my wife, whatever show she was watching for a time, at night before she went to bed, and she likes to watch like the same show, so she'll like watch Murder, She Wrote or Golden Girls or something, like she's watching. And then she turns the TV off, so then when I get up and I go to have lunch, and I'm like, you know what, I'm going to watch something I taped or put the TV on, and that freaking Reba show is always on. Always on. And I hate that show. Flatliners, no, Todd Keesling wrote the book. I know because he pitched it as, if you like Flatliners, this book might be for you. No, she's on the list of Joe's girls. Nice. She got a part in a movie, though, right? Not many of us have done that. Very nice, very nice. All right, I think I'm out of here. I will see everybody tomorrow. I'm going to go finish watching that. What the hell's the name of it? If anybody likes science fiction where the sun is killing everyone, I suggest Into the Night. It is on Netflix, 2 seasons. And then Yakima's S245, which is technically the 3rd season of it with some different characters. Check those shows out. I thought they were pretty good. I went to school with Dooley Hill. I don't know who that is. You went to school with the Hill from Skid Row? He spelled his first name wrong. No, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for popping in.